The station where our veterans' voices are heard. MBR Talk.
Hey, thanks for supporting our channel by watching and listening.
Find us on the web at mbradio.us.
Yeah. NY born and NY built.
What is up, yo?
Vanilla
Happy
Gorilla,
Sunday,
Big Dog,
another Sunday
Untouchables.
with
Let's
your
go.
favorite
Step in the
hostess
ring like kings
with
of the block.
mostest.
Gorilla grip, big dog, never stop. Iron in the veins, no gimmicks, no props. This is hard work, black top and body slops. Ain't no flash, just fists and fake. We run through ropes like we run through
It
gates.
can't be.
You
This is
brotherhood
crazy.
coming, this bond ain't fake. You hear that roar? That's the
And if
Empire
nobody at
shake.
home knows who
We
this
the
guy is, this is the big dog. And he did get a tip from the Brooklyn Prodigies earlier on that they had travel issues, but not due to them being scared or anything like that. But oh my gosh, the Vanilla Gorilla and the Big Dog and the Untouchables just inserted themselves into this tag team.
Elbows harder than a steel trash can. One shot, knock 'em flat on sight. Two beats bred for the spotlight fight. They can talk tough, bark loud all night, but in the ring, we bite and we bite right. We are untouchables, NY bred. Two fists swinging, leave legends dead. Joey bring the rage, Dave bring the brain. Together we storm like a runaway train. Untouchable, New York style. We on tap, we make 'em snap.
Yo, what is up? What is up? What is up? Welcome to Turnbuckles and Stogies Spot. I am the host with the most, the big dog, the Vanilla Gorilla, and the OG. What is going on, peeps?
What's going on, boys?
Nothing.
What's on our agenda today?
Right now, we're
Well,
going to
Yes, we are going to
pay
send
some respect to Joe Doring.
really an all Japan legend,
Yes,
multiple time Triple Crown champion, multiple
47
time
years old, he died of.
tag team champion, all Japan tag team cup winner with Kojima. He's been wrestling probably 20 years,
Yes, sir.
something like that, if not longer. Passed away yesterday, I believe it was, or Friday,
Friday.
due to brain cancer that had came back, but he kept it on the ropes for 10 years. He pinned it down, he beat it, and this time, unfortunately, cancer had won. Now, I don't have the sound I was going to use for this, but that's okay. But yeah, I mean that's him right there. A lot of people are probably more familiar with his work at TNA. When he was with Violent by Design and went 20 some odd minutes with Josh Alexander for the world title. And he was one of those guys, and a lot of people made the comparison. He was about as close to a Stan Hansen in current generation that we probably have ever got.
Yep, that's very true.
He was about as close as you'll ever get to a Stan Hansen for this generation.
I hope he took care of his family.
I
Rest
do
in
think
peace.
they did. If not, the boys are. I mean, the outpouring of love for him and his family was, between everybody from people you didn't even know knew him.
Rest in peace.
Yes.
Rest in peace.
Yes. Rest in peace. All Japan will probably never be the same. But then again,
they create another one.
Yes, but I mean, you may not see another talent like that again, but who knows?
They'll never have another JoJo.
No, it'd be hard to fill his shoes. It'd be very hard to fill his shoes. Normally there'd be a 10-bell salute, but I don't have that sound because it wouldn't work for me. So, but yes, wanted to, send our condolences to him, his family, his friends, the entire wrestling world. Lost a very, very good person. From what everybody has said, I never had the opportunity to meet him. Familiar with his work, though. If you're a Japan person, you obviously know what his work is and what he's accomplished over there. Very extensive resume. So, but but we want to extend our condolences here on the podcast to the family and friends of Joe Doring. Rest in peace, and we will see you on the other side.
Yes, sir. So,
now, whoop, wrong side. Original frame back there.
so G, what's going on with you, my man?
My man, I just watched whatchamacallit from WWE. Just finally got to it.
Night of Champions.
Night of Champions. Not gonna
So-
lie, disappointed in who won the championship, but that's my opinion.
For those who watched last week, I said that was going to happen.
I knew
Old Sami Zayn
I knew Sami Zayn was gonna win.
is now your new WWE World Champion.
Never been a world champion. Now he's in an elite team.
And for a guy like him who's been doing it so long,
Been doing it almost 30 years.
along with Kevin, who is somewhere probably kicking his feet still in excitement for Sammy winning the belt. That pay-per-view was actually a very, very good pay-per-view. Start to finish.
Oh, it was. I love the pay per view. I was just disappointed in the championship outcome. That's all.
Sorry, not pay-per-view. My apologies. PLE, Premium Live. Now, I mean that alone, this entire week from Raw, SmackDown to the Independence, TNA to AEW, this has been a pretty insane week of wrestling, and it's not over yet. Because tonight you have at 4, so the pod ends at 1. You got 3 hours to go by for pay-per-view for TNA that starts at 4 o'clock, Slammiversary, which that card again is stacked from the ladder match to the Ultimate X to the world title. I'm personally excited for the Ultimate X, but you're going to see the return for the first time in 15 years in a TNA ring. One of the pioneers, really, of the X division. The man who had a hand in creating Ultimate X, owner of trainer of the Stars, guy's been all over the world from Japan to Mexico and back. The Amazing Red will be returning to TNA tonight in the Ultimate X match. And if you ask me, personally, I think he walks away with the gold tonight.
Who?
Red.
He might.
I would not be surprised if you see Amazing Red walk away with the gold. That's not me saying it because it's this, it's that, he's a legend. I think he walks away with the gold. Cedric's a great champion. Cedric is a fantastic champion. Won't lie. Cedric is awesome. Now, do they lead into something with Cedric and Red? No. I mean, the experience alone between Red and Kazarian in that match are two guys who have been there since the inception of the Ultimate X match.
Correct.
So they have a lot of experience in that realm.
Correct.
That ladder match for the belts, the Righteous, the Party, that match is going to turn out to be a spectacular match. I mean, there's a lot of show-stealing matches on both cards tonight. From AEW, which I'm excited that they're running back Will Ospreay and Shane Strickland. I'm excited for that. I'm excited for the 12-man cage. I'm excited for Open Cage against the Dogs. I mean, there's talks that Apollo Crews shows up at TNA tonight. There's talks that Woods and Kofi show up in AEW. I mean, this is going to be an exciting day overall if you're a wrestling fan. From start to finish, it's going to be an exciting day. I'm excited. Thankfully, I found that I was able to get the pay-per-view. I'm happy.
A lot to consume. A lot to consume.
Lot to consume. All I can say is thank God I don't have work on Monday.
There you go.
I got an awful lot to consume. Also, on the independents this week, for those who didn't see,
You read my mind. I was just going to ask that.
Styles made his debut in Georgia. And for those of you who have watched AJ since the beginning of his career, his son wrestles just like he did. The slide under the guardrail into the phenomenal forearm, the Styles clash, the entrance. He came out to.
Well. Stop right there. Let's talk about it. Let's talk about Avery Styles. He is going to be another AJ Styles.
He's always going to be known as let's just be honest, he's going to be known as AJ's kid. He's going to carve his own lane. But what I do like is the fact that he took AJ's logo and his gear and made it his own.
Correct.
He has his own version of the P1 logo. He came out to his dad's old Ring of Honor music.
Correct.
He came out with the jacket, the same, same tights, same everything. Only thing he didn't do was gloves.
Not yet.
Not yet, though. Again,
it was his first debut.
Remember, AJ didn't do gloves until
TNA.
He was way into TNA. Way into the 2010s before he touched gloves and put gloves on his hands. So that's not something that he's going to do right away. I'm sure down the line he will. But I did see a clip from that match, quite a few clips, and I was impressed. I was very impressed. Did you see those same clips?
I did. He's a chip off the old block. Like he's all of AJ and then some. Like he's taken that persona and his ring style and just made it his own, like you said earlier. But at the same time, you see a lot of AJ in him. A lot.
You do, especially when I seen him do that slide under the guardrail and then jump up and do the phenomenal forearm. That was a signature spot of AJ's for years. From TNA to Japan to Mexico, that was the signature spot he did for years. Now, what I'm curious to see is if Avery pulls out the spiral path.
Oh.
Because he practiced that. You could see him practicing it quite a bit, and that was a big move of AJ's for years. And then he had to stop doing it.
Mm-hmm.
But that's another move that isn't utilized, but if done right, can be a phenomenal.
It also can hurt.
That's why AJ stopped doing it.
If you don't take the bump right, it can hurt.
Correct. I was thoroughly impressed with that. Thoroughly. I mean, I'm excited to see what's coming up. Next week is going to be an interesting show.
It's a split show.
It's a double show. It's not something we've ever done. I accidentally double booked it.
Because he doesn't listen when I send him
because
emails.
I didn't mark it in my calendar, but that's okay. We're going to see if we can do it. We're going to make it happen. Don't worry. So we'll have Shafo Collection, and then we will also have Series 40 cigars on as well. So bear with us next week. It's going to be an interesting show.
And if we have to go longer, I'll make it go longer.
We can always record it if anything. But I'm very excited to do that next week. I'm excited to talk all things wrestling. Again, tonight, World's End card, not World's End, Forbidden Door is a stacked card. TNA is a stacked card from top to bottom.
Well, Forbidden Door comes on at 8.
Forbidden Door is at 8. TNA is at 4. So you're gonna be busy from. Well, I'll be busy from 4 until probably midnight. So on that note, let's take a 2-minute commercial break, and then we'll be right back with our guest. What's going on here?
Yo, so I keep telling y'all, the boss knows every motherfucking body. Keep telling y'all that. So guess who showed up at the hotel here in Connecticut? And y'all not gonna believe this shit. Joe, they ready for this shit, Joe?
I don't know. Are they?
Y'all not gonna believe this shit, but I'm gonna show y'all who showed up. This is the CEO and founder of NESS.
And one half of the
My man.
Sports Show.
Go ahead, man.
What's going on, fellows out there? Glad to be here with my favorite wrestling podcast. I love these guys. They're unique. They're funny. And I'll tell you, they know a lot about wrestling. You got to go to the Roku channel. All you got to do, channel search on Roku TV, channel search National Streaming Sports, and you'll get their show.
So, Mac, let me ask you this. So, they can't find it. It's like the Pat McAfee show. Once ESPN take that shit off for the hour, it's done.
That's right. That's right.
So if you're not going to watch from 11 to 12:30, I don't know what the fuck to tell you. It's like being a barn. Wait, it's like being a barn smoker. If you ain't got your fucking ticket, you ain't getting in.
I know what to tell you.
Go ahead.
Go to the Turnbuckles and Stogies podcast YouTube page, and you can watch all of our back episodes from episode 5 and on.
But
the originals are on the MB Radio YouTube page.
Let me tell you something else. Go where people know. 12,430 followers.
Whoa!
On the Roku channel.
Whoa!
1,600 views a day.
I feel like Elizabeth.
I'm telling you.
Elizabeth, fat side foot Elizabeth. Elizabeth, I'm coming, Elizabeth.
I mean, you don't get any better than that.
Sports all day, every day, to include my favorite wrestling podcast.
Well, and there you have it, guys. Our producer from Connecticut, Mr. Mac Attack himself. And God bless us. Yo, we'll see y'all. We took a Sunday off. So we'll see y'all next week. Have a good day, guys.
All right.
Yo, what is up? What is up? This is Turnbuckles and Stogies Pod. I am the host with the most, the big dog, the vanilla gorilla, and the OG. The OG had to go to the bathroom. He'll be right back. That's cool. Now, we are going to bring up our guest for the week.
The interview of the week is brought to you by Jersey Mike's, a sub above.
What is up? What is up, Mr. Lavega?
How you guys doing?
We're doing well. How are you doing, sir?
Aside from this fucking humidity, I'm doing phenomenal. I'm smoking a cigar. I'm drinking coffee. I'm alive. That's all that matters.
I left my coffee inside.
Well, I was drinking coffee, but I like to have my beer. So, fuck it. It's afternoon. So, let's get to the nitty gritty here, buddy. So, how did you get into Vega Cigars, and how did you become a big distributor? And I say big because you're a big distributor. And how does your family feel about you doing the cigar?
Well, I got into it out of sheer happenstance. I've been smoking cigars since I was 18, back when, 18 was the age, before the government decided to crawl their way in and fuck shit up. And then I was a chef in Las Vegas for 14 years. I was also in a band. I had a recording studio. We had contracts with different record labels. I had a contract with Warner Brothers. My band toured the country. And then in 2016, I got off tour and I got home, and my wife, she was like, I don't want to live here no more. I was like, okay, well, this house, this city, this state, like, what are you talking about? She goes, I don't want to live out here no more. Too many people. Everything is astronomical in price. I'm ready to leave. And I'm thinking, okay, about fucking time, because like I'm not from here. I love Las Vegas, but I have a love-hate relationship with Las Vegas. So I asked her where she wanted to go, and she's like, well, I want to go somewhere, small town, peaceful. I was like, well, that could be anywhere. I mean, this is the US, man. You could throw a dart at a map and pick a small town. And she's like, well, I like your town. Let's go there. So we moved back to Mercer, Pennsylvania. When I got back here, I really didn't know what to do with myself. My band was starting to slow down because, I mean, we just didn't want to do it no more. I didn't like the life. These, not to sound, pretentious, but these restaurants around here, they don't do what I was trained to do. So I decided to pick something completely different. I started a talk show, a cigar talk show, more just to educate people on tobacco. And I was out at the Grand Resort in Warren, Ohio, and I was interviewing people for my show, and the Casa Cuevas family, Casa Cuevas Cigars, was there that night. Now, when I went to the Grand Resort, I always got the table right by the manufacturers or whoever was coming in, whoever was the highlight. And that was right when Alec released the Sangre Nueva. And I had just clipped the cap. I said, talking to my buddy Evan, who was with me, I says, bro, this thing tastes like beef jerky. And he's like, yeah, I'm getting that too. So Alec come walking by and I says, hey, bro, can I stop you real quick? I want to ask you a question. So he comes over and I said, how did you get this to taste like beef jerky? And he's like, man, I can't believe you got that. And I was like, oh, well, let me tell you who I am and what I've done in my past. 3 hours later, their factory was making my cigars. We had a handshake and it was a done deal. That's how fast I got into this industry. I didn't come from this industry. I didn't know jack shit. Matter of fact, I still don't know jack shit. I kind of learn as I go. But him and his dad, Luis Cuevas Jr., nicest guys. I mean, Luis is one of my mentors. He's been helping me through this whole thing. We just celebrated 3 years in business. But Lavega, the name, and if you notice, it's one word. But I do leave the L and the V capitalized. The reason for that is I named it in homage to Las Vegas. I just dropped the S's, smushed the word together, and that's where Lavega came from.
Okay.
What was the second part of that question? ADHD. I forget shit sometimes.
What does your wife think of you doing the cigar?
Oh, okay. So my wife likes the smell of cigars. She doesn't smoke cigars, but she also dislikes when I bitch that I'm bored. So she is all for it. With honestly, without her, I would have been dead 20 years ago. So her and my mother are the two biggest supporters. Anything I needed, they were there for me. They pushed me to do this. My wife is used to me being on the road with my band. So when I have to go on the road to visit lounges, do festivals, do events, it's no big deal. So very supportive of everything that I'm doing.
Very cool.
On that.
So is your cigars the only thing that you do, or you do something else besides cigars?
No, so I have we do our, I think you mentioned distribution. We do our own distribution in-house. It's not that I don't trust a lot of people, but I don't trust a lot of people. And I also don't want to pay a distribution house to do what I am already set up and equipped to do. So we do our own distribution. Unless it's something like, CI or one of the big like national distributors, we pretty much do everything in-house. But when I put the sign out front of my property here, there's a big old like 5x8 sign that's in the front yard. And for about a year after I put that up, I had all these people stopping and buying cigars. And I kept telling every one of them, like, dude, I'm not a retailer. This is not a lounge. But let's face it, who the hell sets up shop in Pennsylvania? Small town, Mercer, Pennsylvania, of all places. Normally, all the manufacturers go to Florida. Right. So I was having a meeting one day. I had my team in from out of town, and I had 2 guys stop and buy cigars. I had 5 people call me and ask what time I closed. And my wife calls me and she says, who keeps tripping these cameras? And I said, these people keep stopping to buy cigars. And she's like, well, what are you going to do? I says, one more motherfucker shows up and I'm building a lounge. 10 minutes later, dude walks through the door, buys 2 boxes of cigars. I said, all right, God's talking to me. Fuck it, I'm done. We built a lounge. So now there's a lounge outside of our headquarters. And if you come, I mean, it's no El Reloj, down JC Newman factory in Tampa. But if you come here, you are more than welcome to come in and see how La Vega runs. And I people come in and out all the time for that.
Well, and OG can go with me and say yes, because we've never been to New Tobacco Village. Last Saturday, me, Joey, and OG went down to New Tobacco Village. Bro, great fucking store. When I tell you great store, small, nice people, and God bless them, they broke my fucking tent, but I have to get over it. I'm going to buy, the wind broke my tent. I'm going to buy a new one this week. So God bless them. But we had a good time. But I tell you what, we are going to make our way over, just so you know. We are coming out to La Vega Cigars.
You are more than welcome, brother.
And all I need is your hours, and that's it. And we'll get there. I'm gonna be the first. I'm gonna sit in your new lounge outside. By the way, this way when you show up, I'll be.
Oh, the pergola. So yeah, I just had my contractor build the basic frame of the pergola, and then I went in, I built the fence, I added all the vines and the flowers and the lattice, and I put the roof on. So now we can sit out there in the rain. Hours of operation, we're open every day of the year, and I literally mean that. Thanksgiving night, Christmas night, it don't matter, bro. Vegas Chef, we don't get holidays off. I am open every single day of the year. Right now, we're on summer hours, so it's every day opens at 9:30. Monday closes at 6. Tuesday through Saturday is till 9 p.m. Sunday, we're 9:30 to 2:30. But because of my hospitality training, if you're still smoking a cigar, I don't shut down. Here's my theory. If the cigar is lit, we're open. That's just how it is. Winter hours, it goes till 8 o'clock. That's really the only difference. But no, we're literally open every day of the year.
Amazing.
Okay.
Absolutely amazing. Aaron, by the way, my name's Dennis, but everybody calls me OG. Nice to meet you, by the way.
You as well.
I haven't had the privilege of smoking one of your cigars, but I'm looking forward to it. Your place sounds amazing, and your history sounds incredible, dude. Like that's one of my favorite parts about meeting all y'all is the story behind the story. You know what I mean? Like the inside details and stuff. And so I appreciate you coming on. This is fantastic, man. I could listen to you talk for hours.
Hey, I'm Italian, bro. I can talk for fucking hours.
Well, just don't start going. Start going like this, all right?
So can I.
Just don't start going like this, all right?
Look,
listen, I get enough of that with the wife. The wife's Italian, and I'm Irish, so you can imagine.
Look, if you want to silence a Dago, tie his hands together. You know, honestly, they hated me in the kitchen because I'm that type of person where I'm either talking or I'm working. I can't do both. Reason is when I talk with my hands, which you can see. Normally I try to keep it down here on my desk so you can't see what I'm doing. But I talk with my hands. When I was in the kitchen, I'd have other chefs come up to me and ask me questions, and I've got a 12-inch knife in my hand, and I'm just flailing that thing around. And my one I'll never forget Bernard. He's like, dude, can you put the fucking knife down? I'm like, Bernard, you can either talk to me or I can work. But if you're talking to me while I'm working, this knife is getting thrown.
Correct.
So pick, talk or work.
So I am right now smoking La Vega Il Terzo.
Terzo.
Yes. So tell us a little something about that.
So I'll give you the whole lineup. We'll start with the Primo, which is the blue band. When I first started, I did a lot of research on this before I even came to market. And what I found was when a new company comes out, they normally release one blend in a variety of vitolas, like 2, 3, 4, or 5 vitolas. I didn't want to do that. Being in the Vegas kitchens, we were trained to always have something for anyone who walks through the door. We may be putting on a banquet, and it's primarily, let's just say porterhouse, right?
But you've got people who don't eat meat. They only eat chicken. You got people who only eat fish. You got vegetarians. You got vegans. You got people with allergies. We had to be prepared for everything. So when I went to market, I went to market with 3 different blends, one size. The point of that was, if you were a medium smoker, I got you. If you were a medium plus, I got you. If you were medium to full, I got you. I changed all 3 different blends. 2 of them were Maduro wrapped. One of them is an Ecuadorian Habano. So the Primo, Secondo, and the Terzo in Italian means the first, the second, the third. And that's how I chose these blends to release. But they all came out at the same time. The number 40 is my only Connecticut, which you're smoking right now. So that number 40, I don't like Connecticut's. I'm a Maduro smoker. I'm a strong smoker. So when I created that number 40, I had to create a Connecticut that I would smoke, because if I don't like it, dude, I'm not going to release it. I don't put shit out just to put it out. There's plenty of other companies and a whole facet of industries that does that, and I don't do that. I have to stand by it. So I'm doing a test run, and the one complaint that I've heard amongst a lot of people, and the one complaint I have, is that when a company makes a Connecticut cigar, they make it way too mild, and not just mild in strength, but mild in flavor. So I set out to keep it mild in nicotine strength, but at least pack a punch with flavor. When I did that blend, I couldn't believe how well the tobaccos meshed together. I was so impressed with it. I called it the number 40, and I released it on my 40th birthday. It is the only Connecticut I have. I don't believe in changing a wrapper on one of my other blends and still giving it the same name. I attribute it to music. So I'm a big Def Leppard fan, okay? That's my favorite band. Imagine Joe Elliott's not the singer. It's not Def Leppard, okay? Imagine Steven Tyler's not the singer of Aerosmith. It's not Aerosmith. You change the rapper, you change everything. My opinion. You change the rapper, you change everything. I'm not going to call it the same. So I set out to create one specific Connecticut. That's the one you're smoking. The Il Cane, which I don't remember if I sent you or not, that one is one that I created in partnership with Dogs Inc. You ever heard of Dogs Inc.?
Yes.
Okay. They train service animals for veterans with PTSD at no charge to the veteran. I created that cigar. Every quarter, I write 2 checks. One for the sales that I do through my retailing partners, and one from my lounge. And every quarter, I send that to them. So that Il Cane in Italian means the dog. And then if you look at the center of the band, there's a bar that goes across. In Italian is written, "A dog is a man's best friend." It also uses the Dogs Inc. purple. On the band itself has paw prints, dog paw prints. Like, that whole thing was done for them. Those are the 5 in my core line. Now, the Primo is a medium strength, robust in flavor. It's got Mexican San Andreas wrapper, Dominican binder, Nicaraguan, Colombian, Pennsylvania broadleaf fillers. The Secondo, the green band, is a Ecuadorian Habano wrapper, a Dominican Olor binder, and it's got the rare Piloto Cubano, so it gives you a lot of baker spices, a lot of citrus. The Terzo is the one I created for myself because I'm a Padron smoker. I didn't create that to copy Padron. I created that to give me a Padron experience. The blend is nothing near a Padron, but the experience for me was a Padron experience. That has a Maduro wrapper, Olor binder, and it's got the Criollo 98 Lajero, which Criollo 98 is probably one of my favorite tobaccos. The number 40 is an Ecuadorian Connecticut wrapper, so it's very creamy. Aside from the Connecticut shade that you get over, Connecticut River Valley, I found that the Connecticut shades are very dry and they're very acidic. So I chose to go with the Ecuadorian Connecticut, which actually gives you off some creamy notes to it. It's got an Olor binder, Nicaraguan, Dominican fillers, so it has a little bit of punch to it. The number 40, I tell people, it's a Connecticut cigar made by a Maduro smoker for a Maduro smoker. That's not saying that you're going to get out of that what you would get out of a Maduro. I'm saying that it's got enough flavor that you'll enjoy it. But it's not a Maduro. So it's one of them ones where, as a Maduro smoker, I'll finish my night with that off because I don't want something strong at night. So I'll finish with that number 40. And then the Cane has a Colorado Corojo wrapper. It's got some undisclosed tobaccos, but it does have a touch of Peruvian in it. So in that final third, it changes over and it gives you that touch of sweetness because of that Peruvian.
Okay.
I mean, I do, like you said, I enjoy this connection. When you sent us, I lit up the Robusto because I wanted something different, and it hit my palate the way a Maduro or a nice strong Habano.
Right. Well, it's supposed to. It's not supposed to be your regular, Connecticut. It's mild enough that a Connecticut smoker will enjoy it. It won't be too strong for them, but it's also pungent enough in flavor that a Maduro smoker could be like, yeah, I would smoke that. Not all the time, but I would smoke that.
Right. So now let me ask you this question. I know you have all your Lavega cigars in your shop, and I'm only asking this because I have a lot of friends in the business, and one of them is Jonathan Drew. Do you carry any Drew Estate stuff in your shop?
I don't have any Drew Estate. Well, no, I lied. Down below, I do have a box of Cuba Cubas, but I don't have a lot of people. My clientele doesn't ask for Drew Estate. So I have 2 cabinet humidors in my lounge. Both of these humidors came out of Casa Fuente in Las Vegas when they redid it. So the one is the boutique humidor. The other one is the legacy humidor. In the boutique humidor, these are all brand owners that I know personally. These are also handpicked to be here. I know what everything tastes like. I specifically put these in because I know people are going to like them. In the legacy humidor, that's really run by my clientele. They choose what they want in there because I'm not going to put something in there that people don't want. So that there's and that legacy one's ever changing. When people get sick of it and they say, hey, can you get like what's the new one I just got in? The EPC Encore. A guy was requesting the Encore. We put the Encore in. The Jamie Garcia, the Personal Reserve, that went in there. The La Gloria Serie R, that went in there. So that one's ever changing. But the Drew Estates, I don't really get a lot of people that want Drew Estates.
Okay. OG, what would you suggest?
For his humidor, is that what you're asking?
Yeah.
Oh, listen, I'm a full-body complex kind of guy. I want more than just the nicotine rush. I want more than just I want flavor. I want profile. I don't know, man. I don't know what his humidor looks like. One of my favorites I'm smoking right now, AJ Fernandez Man of War. I like a little complexity to the cigar. I don't want the same old, just plain tobacco or anything like that. So, I mean, if anything, maybe get some Liga Bravadas in there. They're
because and you know that, OG, that's a tough get because to get Liga Bravada,
I don't know what
you're gonna have to buy like 3 or 4 boxes and have their drawer.
Yeah, and that's the problem is that I don't have a huge place to put these. So any company that comes in, my first question is, do you have any minimums? And if they tell me yes, I'm no longer interested. Not because I don't want to do it, because I physically cannot put all of this shit in there. Like I have 2. Normally what I do is I try to stay with 2 lines from each brand. When you have a company come in, and I'm not going to name names because that got me in trouble on another podcast. But when you got a company come in saying that they've got a 15 box minimum, I look at them and be like, where the fuck am I going to put 15 boxes? Like you're literally looking at I don't have a walk-in humidor. This lounge was designed to be 1930s, 40s gentleman's club. It's speakeasy style, full service. We get the cigars and cut them and light them for you. We pull them out of the cabinet. I don't have the space for that. So the stuff that I put in, I have to go with companies that I don't have to do that. And the Ligas, man, you got to buy a metric fuckload to even get the Ligas.
Well, let's hold on right there because, I mean, you're talking to 2 guys here. Hold on. I understand. But you're talking to 2 guys here that are good friends with Jonathan and his best friend. And I might be able to help you out in a little while. We'll talk after the show. Unfortunately, but we can try. But anyways, so guys, on that note, we're going to take a 2-minute break, and we'll be right back with La Vega Cigars.
Stand up for the red, white, and blue. Stand up for the values we hold true. With gratitude I'll stand as our flag begins to wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave. Stand up, put your hand on your heart. Stand up for the freedom it imparts. Bless all who stand for justice. Bless all who stand for peace in the home of the brave and the land of the free. Now our flag still stands for freedom, for which we pay the price. We honor and respect those who made the sacrifice. So I'll stand. So stand up for the red, white, and blue. Stand up for the values we hold true. With gratitude I'll sing as our anthem starts to play o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave.
Stand for Senior Airman Holland Pickard.
Specialist 4th Class Robert Summy, U.S. Army. Staff Sergeant Jerry Altman, United States Air Force.
Second Lieutenant Zachary Stead, Air Force.
What is up? What is up, yo? We are back. It's Turnbuckles and Stogies Pod. Follow us on the streaming network. I am the host with the most, the big dog, the vanilla gorilla, the OG, and our guest for the week, La Vega Cigars.
So I'm going to ask you this because I've heard this quite a bit through cigars. Being that you were a chef, how does that play into you blending your cigars or helping them come up with what you're looking for?
So my background as a whole, not just culinary, but the music industry, I have a placard on the wall inside the lounge that has the actual La Vega story. And I tell people all the time, if it was not for my past doing what I did in both culinary and music, I would not be able to do what I do today. So the culinary side of it, it's not just beneficial because of all the food and creating recipes to be able to create blends. It's how we ran the restaurants, how we stocked and we prepped. So, you got to think I'm on a 10, 12 week turnaround with my factory. I know what inventory I keep, but I always have to think ahead of what am I going to sell? What's the potential of what I'm going to be putting in these lounges? I also have to account for the growth of this company. So I've been in business 3 years. Not only have I never raised my prices due to tariffs and taxes and inflation or whatever other bullshit bandwagon everybody wants to jump on, I also have never been back ordered. And it's because I do a lot of projections so I can figure out how much to have. It's also not a bad thing to let this shit sit in here. It's just getting better. So I have probably 4 times more sitting in storage than I actually need. But to never have to put back ordered on anything, it's worth sinking that investment into it, because that's probably the one thing I'm the most cautious about is I don't ever want to be back ordered. I don't want to ever have to tell somebody I am back ordered, because as a consumer, if I go after something and I fall in love with this cigar and I find out it's back ordered, you got maybe 2-3 weeks out of me before I find something new. And I don't want people to do that to my cigars. So I stock ahead of time. On the creating recipe side, I mean, it's a huge benefit because making recipes for food, although it's the same, but it is different. Making recipes for food is what taught me how to make recipes for tobacco. You can't just throw in equal portions of everything and call it a day. That's not how that works. Like, I have a cigar that I roll in-house. It's called the Il Due. It's the only Lavega cigar that you can't find anywhere but Lavega Lounge. It's not equal portions. I mean, I've got a Jalapeno Ligero, I've got a Ometep Seco, and I've got a Connecticut Broadleaf. If I were to put equal portions, that Jalapeno Ligero and Connecticut Broadleaf would completely overpower everything else. So learning what I learned on how to create a recipe has taught me how to properly blend these cigars to where you can taste everything. It's a good mix of everything. With my band, you know, having to do all those tours, you got to figure out where's the fuel stops going to be, where's the hotel stays going to be, where's the venues. Everything has to go in line. That helps me when I'm on the road and I'm going to do events. I'm going to visit lounges. Like, I know where all my stops are. I know where I'm staying over. I know how long I'm going to be there. I know the travel time. Without that past, I can't do what I do now.
Now, I noticed you also have, from what you sent us in this nice actual pamphlet, I do like it. What made you decide on the Toros and the Robusto? And are you going to go any bigger, or are you just going to kind of keep those the way they are?
I'm going to keep them the way they are. The Toros and the Robustos are the two most popular sizes. That's what people tend to go for. Yeah, there's a community that likes the Gordos. Personally, I don't like the Gordos. It's more filler than anything. That wrapper is a huge amount of your flavor. That's why if you smoke a Lancero, it just blows you away. It tastes so different because you're tasting more of the wrapper, more of the binder. When you put more filler in there, you're pulling away from the wrapper and the binder. So I don't go anything larger than a 54 is about as large as I'll go as far as diameter is concerned. I have thought about doing some offshoots, maybe doing, a Panatella or doing a Lancero. So just like a special release, but honestly, just haven't thought about that yet. I'm more concentrating on growing the brand, growing the line. So I have something for everyone.
So along those lines, let me pose this question to you.
On my shelf.
So along those lines, where do you see your company going in 5 years, 10 years down the road? What are your goals? What are your aspirations for the company?
Well, this answer always gets people. I don't really look at it in that manner because I don't care. The only place I want to go is up. I don't care how fast it goes. I don't care how slow it goes. I learned from my past that if you treat it like a business, you lose the passion. I can't speak for everybody. This is me. I run these like a business because I have to, but I treat them as it's just something I'm passionate about and I enjoy doing it. If I start to look at, I need to hit this many lounges, I need to make sure we do this. Oh, this lounge hasn't ordered in 3 months. If you start thinking about that, you're about your money, not about the passion. Again, my opinion. So I don't look at, I could tell you what lounges carry my cigars. I couldn't tell you what I've sold. I have no idea. I don't look at it. I don't care. When an order comes through, I fill the order, we send it out, I put it in their file. Literally, I keep written files. I put it in their file, I put it away, and I don't look at it until I have to. I more concentrate on the customer service and the experience than I do with money and projections.
So simple is better for you. Keep it simple.
Yeah, because I've lived a complicated life and I'm too old for that shit, bro. Like, I just want to relax.
Okay, so I got another question for you.
Good.
So I got another question for you. It's that time of the show where OG asks this question a lot. I like to get to know the person behind the business and behind the cigar. So my question for you is, if you had 1 hour of uninterrupted time, no phone calls, no one bumping into your office or anything like that, you have 1 hour, and you can sit there and smoke a cigar with anybody, past, present, or future, who would that be?
Probably my dad, because I did all of this after he passed away, and I would just love to see what he thought of it all.
Okay. Fantastic. Were you close with your father?
After I moved out, yeah. You know, when you're living with your parents, you don't like them too much. But I learned later in life that everything my dad was doing when we were young was to prep us for the harshness of this world. And I lost him when I was 35, so January of 2020. And so many things that he's told me in my past, if he wouldn't have told me, he wouldn't have prepped me for it, and I wouldn't have been ready for it to come. And I would just love to be able to see what he thought of all this. So
fantastic.
I absolutely sit down with him. I lost him too young. I can't begrudge him. I mean, he lived the life he wanted to live, and at the end of the day, I don't like being told what to do, and I'm certainly not going to tell somebody what to do. And he lived the life the way he wanted to live it, but he also paid the price.
Okay.
So I was looking at the book. I had to remember what it was. So I see you're now releasing a box press cigar as well.
Yeah.
At the PCA.
I'm gonna. Well, I don't have them yet. Box press is my favorite, but I don't want 10,000 SKUs. So what I'm trying to do, and I have a test batch coming up from the factory here on this next order. I'm taking the first 4 lines, the Primo Secondo Terzo and number 40, and I'm redoing them to have them in a box press. If that works, I'm going to release them in a box press sampler. They're not going to be released individually as box press. It'll just be in a sampler. So you'll get 1 Toro and 1 Robusto of the first 4 in a sampler. And that's just for people who love box press.
I'd be definitely interested in trying that because,
you and me both.
Listen, you know what? It's funny you say that because I didn't know a whole lot about box press and what the reasoning was behind it until I had sat down at an event with Rick Rodriguez when he was after he started West Tampa, and he was explaining to me about the flatheads and why the box press cigars are always a little more flavorful than a regular cigar, is because when you're puffing on the cigar, you're sucking air in on the sides of your mouth, so it's cooling the smoke as it hits your palate. Like I didn't know that, and when he sat down and explained that to us, I've gone back and smoked box press cigars that I never thought about, and I've noticed that, and I've noticed exactly what he was saying.
Ricky's good people. I've known Ricky for quite a while. I love talking to him because everything with him is bro.
Always.
Bro. Every time.
See him in person. Bro, give me a hug, bro. I miss you.
Yeah. I love talking to Ricky, but the dude is so knowledgeable. I love to pick his brain to see what he knows. Just because it'll help me in the future. And I'm a huge subscriber of what's the point of having all this knowledge if I can't share it with you? Like, I don't believe in secret recipes. I don't believe in secret anything. I could give you every recipe that I've ever created. You ain't gonna make it like me. So what's the point of hiding it?
Correct.
So I share, and I love to talk to people like that because I didn't come from this industry. So I pick people's brains, like Tony Bellato from La Barba Cigars, Lost and Found. He's my mentor. Him and his dad have 2 lounges over in Ohio. He was the first a lounge to ever open an account with me. He's been my mentor ever since. I pick his brain. I pick Luis's brain, Ricky's brain. Had the pleasure of speaking with Jose Blanco about, I'm doing a blend for my dad. It's called the number 61. It's coming out next year. We'll premiere it in Vegas. And I was talking with Jose Blanco from Arturo Fuente, trying to get, more information so I can make this a better cigar.
Jose is another one, like you said, it's a wealth of knowledge.
Oh, he is. He is. And luckily he took the time to actually chat with me, and he gave me a whole bunch of pointers.
Share too. Because I got connected with him through a shop of mine that I go to, and he was like, "Listen, if you're looking to get in the industry before you do," he said to me, "Call Jose." He goes, "And I'll give you his number. You call Jose." And I got on the phone with Jose, and he was so insightful on how to start in the industry, like everything behind it. And he's like, don't do this, do this. If you're gonna do this, do this behind it. Make sure everything is, in a line. And it's the wealth of knowledge that he had.
Yeah, he's good people. There's a lot of good people in this industry. You just gotta find them when they're not busy and talk to them.
Well, it's not only that. There's a lot of good people, but some of those good people don't want to share information with you because they think you're trying to take over their company. I don't want your company. I'm starting my own company. I have my own company. I don't need your company. I'm asking you for advice. That's all I'm asking you for.
They're afraid you're going to take their spot.
Yeah, but see, and that's the problem that I have with a lot of industries, not just this one, but a lot of industries. Bro, I'm not in competition with you. We don't make the same shit. Your story is not my story.
Right.
My story is I lived it. I was there. People read it. They're intrigued by it. The more you're intrigued by my story, the more willing you're going to be to try my cigars. The cigar will speak for itself. It's you're either going to like it or you're not going to like it. There's no other way to look at it. But if you don't like my story, you're not going to give me an opportunity. Right. I'm not in competition with you. We're doing two completely different things. Now, if you and I had the same logo, just different name, we had the same blends, okay, now we're in competition because we're literally mimicking each other. But I'm not in this to be in competition, man. This pie is huge, okay? There's enough for everybody because we all bring something different to the table. I don't play that game. Fuck that. I ain't got time for that shit.
Like we've all seen. You get a lot of people that are, when you're trying to start, nobody wants to help you until you find those few guys like you had, like you said, like Ricky and Jose and all that, who are willing to work with you or give you advice and help you and kind of guide you in the right direction, where a lot of these other companies would just say, want nothing to do with it.
Well, I mean, I'll give you
don't make it that big as that.
I'll give you a prime example. Tony Bellotto, when I was at an Oliva event and back in 2022, and he said, I was talking to some people there and I said, yeah, I'm coming out with my own brand. He overheard it and he comes up and he goes, you're starting your own brand? I said, yeah. And he goes, I'll take them when they come in. And I was like, who the fuck is this guy? I didn't even know who he was. And somebody told me afterwards, who he was. And I walked up to him when the event was over and I says, how come you're helping me? You don't even try my cigars. I don't even have cigars for you to try. He goes, I know what it's like to be the new guy. Somebody helped me. I'm going to help you. And in the future, when somebody needs your help, you help them.
Well, listen, now let's talk about that because we're putting out our own cigars, Turnbuckles and Stogies. And I got to send the guy the money for the test blends. So we're going to put them out. We're going to pre-order. If you would like some, let us know, and I'll send you a 5-pack, and you can test them and let me know if you want them.
I'll absolutely do it because, again, the only way to get into my boutique humidor is I got to know you. And now I know you.
And this is something we can look at. We decided to do like a limited run.
And this is before, and no disrespect, this is before OG came back. OG was with us.
We didn't even know we were
left.
Doing it. I kept it a secret for like 2 weeks before I released it because nothing was said and done yet with our past person we were working with. We kind of got screwed on that end of the deal, pricing wise. So we went with somebody else that we can actually, price decently, that people will be afforded an opportunity to try. So
yep, pricing's everything right now. That's why I said I've never raised my prices for anything. I mean, I eat all those costs because we live in a weird world, man. And without getting too heavy into it, it's been a real shit show for about good 10, 15 years now. And it keeps going down and things are so up in the air. Cigars are a luxury. They're not a must in life. And people are getting real cautious where they spend their money. So if I jump on the bandwagon and I start raising my cost, I'm going to lose these potential customers.
Right.
Like a lot of my lounges, they always tell me that they're excited that I never change my prices, because as more and more companies raise their prices, these guys are forced to look for cheaper alternatives. But then when they turn around and they spend $12 on one of my Toros, they're like, wow, this for $12, I will smoke this every day. Okay, well, you never gave me a chance because you were smoking this, and not that there's anything wrong with that. But now that you're being forced into a different avenue, now you're giving me a shot. So price is everything. Price is everything.
100%. Because the person we were working with, just to kind of tell you where our pricing was, we were working with a broker who was helping us out, and our pre-order price for a 4-pack was $110. Yeah, that was his price.
U.S. dollars or pesos?
U.S. dollars, unfortunately.
He said
I knew it wasn't going to go anywhere. I had a feeling, but again, he gave us the opportunity to work with him. And when things didn't work, we just went back to the drawing board. We reworked it. We found somebody else. And now instead of a 4-pack for $110, they'll be able to get 2 5-packs for that price.
Wow.
It's like you said, it's the pricing is the key, and then you got to find somebody that's willing to work with you. And when you can find the price point that you're looking for, then it's like, okay, now I know what I can charge. Instead of, wholesale to you, let's just say at $10, you might be getting it wholesale to you at $3 to $4, maybe even $5 at most.
So let's get back to La Vega. So where can everybody find your cigars? Can they order from you directly? Do they have to go to what is it, Oakdale Cigars?
I know you're in Oakdale Cigar Vault and a few other places.
So I'm in lounges in New York, Ohio, Pennsylvania, Virginia, West Virginia, both Carolinas, Florida, Kentucky, and one in Nevada. But no, I do not sell direct to consumer. One main reason. If I'm going to do that, what's the purpose of having retailing partners? I don't sell to the consumer. If you want them, you got to go to a lounge that carries them, or I send everybody to slipperyrockcigars.com. Joe's a great guy. He carries my entire line. He will ship anywhere. slipperyrockcigars.com is where I send them for online orders.
Which, it's funny you bring that up, because this is going to talk the last probably, it's going to talk for a while, but it's become a big thing lately. A lot of brick and mortar stores are starting to shut down due to a lot of the bigger companies having online orders. That's what I try to tell people is, if you can get them in person, go to the brick and mortar and support them. But at the same time, if you're not in that area and you have to order online, obviously do what you got to do.
Right, but there's the other side of what I tell people is, if you want my cigars and you order them online. Now, Slippery Rock Cigars is an actual brick and mortar. He just ships to people who can't get them anywhere near you. So let's say for this conversation, you like my cigars, but I can tell you right now, I only have them in Buffalo, New York. If you like them, go tell your brick and mortar. I'll send them a sample so they can try them. If you like them and they bring them in, now you got them. So my message to people is, if you want to try them, order from Slippery Rock Cigars. If you like them, tell your lounge. That's just what it that's what it comes down to. But if you watch my videos, because I only have Instagram, I think social media is poison. I'm lucky I even have Instagram. But if you watch my videos at the very end, I always say, always support your brick and mortars and enjoy your smokes. You got to support your brick and mortar. Now, if my brick and mortars are selling them online, that's awesome. It's still a brick and mortar.
Right.
But I'm not with any massive online retailer. So, you got to get them from a lounge. And I'm not sending them to you directly. It's just not how I roll. You got to go to a brick and mortar to get them.
That's a big thing, because there are some companies that not only sell to the brick and mortar, but then also, do direct to consumer as well?
Yeah, I don't do that because again, what's the point of having a brick and mortar support 100%. If I'm going to take away their business?
100%. And like you said, the ones that a few of them that you said you have to work with. I know Slippery Rock, like you said, is one of them that is a brick and mortar, but also ships as well.
Yeah, because I mean, if I'm gonna sell them myself, I mean, yeah, let's be real. I can make more money on them because it's my own product that I'm selling now to people. But I have the passion, not the greed.
Right.
Correct. And a lot of people, and correct me if I'm wrong, Aaron, a lot of people don't realize that if, let's say me and Joey we're starting our own cigars, and they say, hey, Dave, can you send us a bundle? Yeah, I can send you a bundle, $250. Well, I can go to brick and mortar and buy it for $150. Then go to the brick and mortar and buy it for $150.
Yep.
I'd rather you go to the brick and mortar.
Yep, 100%. I support my brick and mortars more than anything. If you want them, go there. If not, slipperyrockcigars.com. He will send them to you.
And I think that's where the lost art is because, I think what a lot of consumers sometimes don't understand is on your end is if they're buying from a brick and mortar that buys from you, they're supporting you while supporting the brick and mortar, which in turn makes both of you guys money because they're ordering and selling out, and then they're reordering from you.
Yep.
So that's what I try to explain to a lot of people is I'm like, you might be misunderstanding how that kind of chain works, but you buy from the place wherever you order from, even if it's a brick and mortar that ships. When they sell out, they have to turn and buy from the manufacturer, who then still makes money because you're still supporting them, just down the line.
So,
look, man, I'll be honest with you, man. I've lost my way in the past. Okay, I don't hide anything. I lived it. It's out there. Matter of fact, if you Google my name, Google remembers more than I fucking remember. I don't remember shit. But I've lost my way before, and that's why I'm at the mentality I am now, where my passion is just going to carry on. It's no more about money. I'll be provided what I'm supposed to be provided. The Lord works in mysterious ways. That's where I'll leave it. I'm not going to get into a religious battle with anybody, but that's just my theory on it. It's my faith on it. I'm not out for that money. I'm out to put good cigars in people's hands and hope that they enjoy it.
My man, I absolutely adore your honesty, your authenticity, and I think it reflects in your business. And to kind of circle back to that loyalty to your customers, that's more valuable than any monetary amount, because you're going to get your customers keep coming back, whether a brick and mortar ordering from you or folks going into your nice lounge and hanging out. They're going to keep coming back because you are who you are. So I commend you for that, my man. I appreciate that.
I appreciate it. I've lived, like I said, I've lived a hell of a life, and I've learned what not to do, and I don't like liars. I'm not a liar, and this is what you get. If you don't like it, don't fucking listen. It's just, I don't hide my thoughts. I don't hide my views. I don't hide. I mean, dude, I've been in kitchens professionally 17 years. I have a mouth on me, and it gets me in trouble a lot. It really does. But at the end of the day, there's one thing that you can say is that I will never lie to you. You may not like what I have to say, but I'm 100% going to tell you the truth. And sometimes the truth comes at a cost.
You know what? That's like me with wrestling. Dude, I wrestled for 25 years. And people say to me, Aaron, Dave, you don't hold your tongue. I said, why should I hold my tongue? You either like me or you don't. You like what I say? You don't like what I say? I care less. I'm going home to my wife and my kids. What do I care what you say? I don't care. It doesn't matter.
Look, my mom always tells people he wasn't raised that way. He never used to talk like that. You know what? You're right. You're right, Ma. I never used to talk. But you know what? The world didn't apologize for making me this way. I sure as shit ain't going to apologize for becoming this way. But I'm old, brother. Like I'll be 42 this year. I ain't got time for games anymore. My circle shrinks every day. I want good. It's not that I don't want to be around people. I want quality people in my circle. And most of the guys and gals that hang out in the cigar lounge, they are top-notch quality people. I'll talk your fucking ear off all day long. But if I don't like your vibe, we're done. We're done.
Well, that's like when me and Joey go to lounges. Somebody will sit down and start talking. I'm like, bro, what is that? This is a great cigar. I said, bro, that's a $100 cigar. Yeah, and it's really great. I said, bro, I put the $100 cigar against my $25 cigar, against my $10 cigar. No. I said, smoke what you like, enjoy it. I hope it's blessed, because I'm not spending $100 on a fucking cigar.
I mean, I'm a cigar enthusiast, so I will one time, and then I'll see, was that worth it. So when I do ratings for all the cigars that I smoke, because I actually keep physical journals, like I actually write with a fountain, like a gold fountain pen, and I write physical reviews on this stuff. I have what I call cost to enjoyment. If you smoke a cigar and you spend $15 on that cigar, and you're like, man, this thing was fucking bananas, I love this cigar. And then you smoke a $20 cigar and you're like, it was good, but it wasn't $20 good. Well, your cost to enjoyment ratio wasn't right. I've smoked $100 cigars. I'm like, this is fucking phenomenal, but I would smoke it maybe once a year on a special occasion, maybe grab a couple, put it in there. But I've also smoked $8 cigars that blew me away. Matter of fact, I smoked one the other day. What the hell was it? El Rey del Mundo, the Oscuro. $8. That thing had so much flavor for $8. That's a great cigar for $8. I would spend $8 on. I'd buy 2 boxes of those things because I know what I'm getting.
Oh, and that's a big thing. That's what I try to tell people is again, everybody's got a different budget for cigars, but you do make a valid point of a cost to enjoyment. If you're spending $50 and that cigar wasn't worth it to you, then you in a sense just lost $50.
Well, you didn't lose. You learned that you'll never smoke that again.
Correct. There you go. See, that's the key word. You learn.
See, I don't believe in losing. I mentor high school kids that are getting ready to go to college, and I tell them all the same thing in life. I win or I learn. I never lose, because in every losing situation you have a lesson to learn. And if you learned a lesson, did you really lose?
Nope.
It's a win-win.
Right.
I mean, yeah, I fucked up. I don't ever want to do that again, but I learned a lesson.
So how many people, and this is out of curiosity for me and my son and OG, how many people do you get in your lounge that sit there and smoke on the weekend?
I've got 9 out there right now. One of them's watching it so I could come back here and do this with you guys.
My man, good luck. We appreciate him. That's good.
You get a lot of places that don't even get one.
Yeah, well, for me, it's, and you'll know when you come down and you see it. It's the way I was taught in the resorts, the 5 Diamond resorts, the fine dining restaurants. It's not the food, because let's face it. At the end of the day, these cigars that I have here are the cigars you're going to go get 15 miles down the road. It comes down to the environment. It comes down to the experience. I'm trying to provide a certain experience for you that's going to make you comfortable to where you're going to want to stay here. That's what I'm giving you. Like, that's what you're getting here. You could buy, I do carry AJ Fernandez. I got the Decenio and the New World Red in there. You could buy that Decenio for the same price down the road, but maybe on that lounge, you're going to walk in, grab it, and leave because just something don't feel right to you. But you're going to come here and you're going to sit down and you're going to smoke that. You know what? You sit down and you smoke. You can help yourself to a dram. We don't charge for booze. We don't charge for espressos. We don't charge for nothing. You sit down, you buy a cigar, help yourself to whatever whiskeys, ports, sherries, whatever's on the shelf, and let's have a conversation. At the end of the day, it's about the fellowship. I just want to shoot the shit with good people. And that's how the lounge was designed. That's how this whole La Vega was designed. It's personable. I want the one-on-one with you.
That's fantastic. You brought up the perfect analogy for restaurants and cigars.
I was just
I'll share real quickly. I'll share a quick experience with you. I went to a high-end steakhouse many years ago, and it had a fantastic experience. The wait staff was awesome. The manager came over at the end of the meal, made sure everything was good. We got a little history on the restaurant, the establishment, the grounds that the building was built on. I had a fantastic time. That restaurant expanded a chain into the local area, and I was very hesitant because I know in the restaurant community, staff exchange, they go from restaurant to restaurant trying to obviously get more money or a better experience themselves. And I thought, in my area, it's going to be the same people serving it that I already know from the restaurants that I go to that have probably migrated over there. And sure enough, I spent the extra money. I went to that restaurant that was locally, and I had a horrible experience. I was no attention by the staff. The food was the same quality, but I just didn't enjoy myself, and I haven't been back since to that establishment. So you're doing the right things, man. You've got the right mentality for your customers, near or afar, and keeping your loyalty to them and their experience with your lounge, your cigars. You're doing it fantastic, man. I'm really loving this interview. This is fantastic.
Well, I appreciate the kind words, but I learned I'm a very loyal person. Most Italians are, until you give me a reason not to. I love hard. I hate fast. That's what it comes down to. You give me a reason to hate you, and we're done. You're dead to me. But the way I was trained in culinary, it's not just culinary. It's full service. Like in college, I went to Le Cordon Bleu. I got my associates from Le Cordon Bleu in Las Vegas and a diploma from Le Cordon Bleu International in Paris. And we weren't just taught the kitchen. We were taught hospitality. We were taught the front of the house. We actually had to go and serve in the college restaurant to people. And when you walk in, I'm going to use this analogy here, although it's not entirely true because there is a difference in cuts of meat. But if you go to Applebee's, okay, and you order a steak, but you go to this fine dining restaurant and you order a steak, barring there are actually some differences, let's just say steak is steak, okay? What are you really paying for? Why is this steak at Applebee's $20, but this steak over at this fine dining restaurant is like $60? You're paying for the atmosphere. You're paying for the attention to detail. When you walk into a fine dining restaurant, you see white tablecloth, and when you walk down, no matter which way you look, the stemware is in perfect alignment. Just like Arlington National Cemetery, the flatware is perfectly placed on the table. You could run a fucking string from one corner to the other, and everything is in a line. You're paying for that. You're paying for the ambiance. You're paying for the attention by your wait staff, by your maitre d's. You're paying for we don't rush the food. When in a fine dining restaurant, it's a lot of communication. It's not just, put it in the window. Like, nothing against Applebee's. I do like Applebee's every once in a while, but you put it, my steak's done, I'm going to put it in the window. Well, bro, I ordered that steak medium rare. You didn't communicate with the saute station, and now my steak is getting overcooked. In the fine dining restaurants, it's more communication than you can imagine. Let's say I'm on the grill. I'm working the grill. I've got, let's say I'm doing a veal Milanese, right? I got this on. I peek around the corner. I talk to the saute station. I say, yo, on table, 15, I need 4 minutes on this veal Milanese. I'm letting him know when I'm going to put that bitch in the window. Because when it goes out as a table, not just piece by piece. And we want nothing sitting in the window for more than 60 seconds. When it comes to you, it has to be ready to consume right now as a table. I put that attention to detail in everything I do for La Vega. You're literally getting my training in hospitality in La Vega, not just La Vega Cigars, La Vega Lounge, period. You're getting that training with everything La Vega.
That's a big thing, that you've taken that training and, kind of put it into your lounge and your cigars. It does show. it does show through the cigars and the quality of them, and you know, the experience from what I've seen through the videos you post on social media with your lounge and stuff like that. Now, as we're winding down,
excuse me.
As far as ordering wise, if a lounge or a shop wants to order from you, is there a minimum requirement?
I have no minimums. The number one thing that I hear everybody complain about, all my retailing partners complain about, aside from the price hikes, is minimums. Myself included. I will not talk to a company if they have a minimum. I don't care if you want a box. I don't care if you want 100 boxes. You get what you want. I don't require that you carry anything. Not everybody smokes Connecticut's. Why would you waste your money bringing Connecticut's in if you know your clientele is not going to buy them? Right. If you want to carry my brand, you reach out to myself. Matter of fact, my business line, I'm probably the only one that does this. You call my business line, you're talking to me. You're not talking to 10 different people to get to me. You're literally talking to me. If you're in a certain territory, call one of my reps. No matter what you do, at the end of the day, when the account is set up and finalized, you're getting a call from me. One, to thank you for taking the chance on my brand, and two, so you have my number. You got a problem, you call me directly. If not, talk to my reps. My reps are great people. But if you need something, you've got my number. Call me.
Bro, if I ever start a lounge, I am calling you and I am picking your brain. So when the phone rings, know that you're going to be on more than 5 minutes.
Okay. I'm down. I don't hide nothing, man. I'll share it. Hopefully you don't make the same mistakes I did.
Man, this has been a wealth of knowledge. I mean, you have been so open. I can't state it enough, man. I just appreciate the candor. That's what I appreciate. I'll say it a million times. I am attracted to authentic people. If you're an a-hole, I can appreciate that because I know what I'm getting. If you're a nice guy, I can appreciate that because I know what I'm getting. But if you're that little snake in between, I want nothing to do with you because I have no idea who you are or what you're about. That's how I am.
I don't like leaving things to chance. I look at how I operate. I attribute it to dating. Let's take dating. Okay. You find this girl or this guy, whatever you prefer, and you start dating. Both sides put on the best face that they possibly can because they want to present their best side. And then a year down the line, you move in together, and now you're starting to see shit that you didn't know that person did coming from both sides. Now you have to relearn what you're doing because now it's like you're dating a whole new person. The way I operate is I'm giving you the nitty gritty right now. If you choose to stay in this relationship, God bless you. But you know who I am. You're not going to wake up one day and go, who the fuck is this guy? Nope. You see it right now. You see it right now. That's how I look at it. Plus, I told you, I don't like liars. I'm not a liar. I don't like liars. And in this world that we live in currently, there's a lot of fake people. And I just don't have time for that shit. I want real people. I don't care if you're religious. I don't care if you're deep into politics. I don't care if you're white, you're black, you're Chinese. I don't care. My wife's Filipino. My sister-in-law is Mexican. I don't care. You know what I care about? Are you enjoying that cigar in your hand? No? Then let's get you one that you will enjoy. That's all I care about. Are you having a good time? Are you living today like it's your last day? Because you know what? Tomorrow is never a guarantee.
No, sir.
So live it, bro. Live it.
I mean, listen, I've had a blast having you on. Thank you again. I can't thank you enough for coming on. Definitely would love to do this again for sure.
I'm always down, man. I love doing this shit.
You know what? This is a good way I tell everybody, we get to talk to guys like you and brands that we see all over or we've heard of, and we finally get to sit down and have the conversation, and you learn so much just even if it's an hour, half hour, hour and a half, you learn so much about that person and that brand, that makes people want to try your cigar if they haven't already.
When we going? Joey? You got to get down there.
It's like
I'm open every
8-hour ride.
I'm open every day of the year, man. I'll tell you what. Certain people in this industry have titles that was bestowed upon them. Like Rocky Patel was dubbed the hardest working guy in the industry, and rightfully so. The dude didn't come from the industry. Matter of fact, I was at PCA for the first time in New Orleans this year, and I was actually able to go up to Rocky and thank him for what he did, because I didn't come from this industry. So what he did in this industry and how he made it's appreciated by young brands like me. But he was dubbed the hardest working guy in the industry. Michael Herklotz, I know him very well. He was dubbed the best dressed in the industry. If anybody says La Vega Cigars, I want them to know that I'm the realest motherfucker in this industry. I'm not pulling punches. What you see is what you get. But I'm also very personable. You want to talk? Let's talk. You want to fight? Let's fight. You want to drink coffee? Let's drink coffee. Whatever your pleasure.
Well, they didn't know. They know now.
I don't want to fight. Yeah, they know.
They didn't. Yeah, they know now. So.
Well, listen, guys, go down if you're in that area. Go to the La Vega Lounge, get your La Vega cigars, and try the only one that you can't get anywhere else. It's the in-house.
Yeah, do it. I do have a few events coming up. I don't know if anybody, any of your viewers or you guys are able to join, but the next one up is July 13th. I will be at the Cigar Vault in Oakdale. I'll actually be rolling cigars on the spot. That is their Veterans Night. After that, I don't have my whole calendar with me, but I know I'll also be in Buffalo, New York, doing a blending event. My blending events, I try to do them a little different. So I got real tired of the standard event where you go in, it's like, oh, buy 5 of this, get this free, buy 10 of this, get this swag. Like, I hate that shit. So what I do is I call it a blending event. I go in, I bring in whole leaf tobacco, we smoke individual tobacco leaves, and I build blends on the spot, and I want you to see how I blend a cigar. I'm literally teaching you how I blend a cigar. Now, so August 6th.
Is that Buffalo? Is that Nickel City Cigars?
No, Buffalo Cigars. That's Orchard Park.
Okay.
Location.
Yep, I've heard of them.
Downtown or the big facility they have?
The Orchard Park one.
The Orchard Park one? Okay.
Yeah. I'll be there August 6th doing a blending event. Then I'll be back up for Buffalo Cigar Fest in September. Erie, it's late August. I'll be at Mill Creek Cigar Lounge in late August. I'm doing a blending event there. Tiffin, Ohio, we're scheduling one. I mean, we got a bunch that we're scheduling, but these blending events, no secrets, right? I'm literally showing you how I blend a cigar. You're actually going to be hands-on blending this cigar with me. And it's a custom blend that I designed specifically for these blends. Matter of fact, there's 4 tobaccos in this. It has an Ecuadorian Connecticut wrapper. It has a Dominican binder. It has a Colombian Seco. And it has words are hard today. Fuck is the other? Oh, Criollo 98 Lajero. Each one of those tobaccos you can find in each of the first 4 blends of my cigars.
We're going to Buffalo, dude. We're going to Buffalo.
As long as
I think tickets are $20 or $25, something like that. But if you call up there and want to ask them, talk to Sean. He's the one that I deal with. But August 6th, okay. It's a Thursday. I will be there doing a blending event.
Awesome. Fantastic interview, dude. You're awesome. Love it.
You're not so bad yourself.
I've had a blast on this one. The cigars, again, speak for themselves. They are good. They are.
I appreciate it, man.
And the price point, even from Slippery Rock, isn't bad. For the 3-pack sampler, it's a fantastic price. I think it's like $29 or $30, something like that.
Yeah, I think those are the Toros. So the Toros retail at $12 a piece. The Robustos retail at $9.50 a piece. Now that's Pennsylvania prices. I can't tell you. Every state has a different tax, so I don't know other states. New York,
forget it. It would be like a $12, $13
Bro, let me tell you something. I about had a fucking heart attack when Buffalo Cigars first brought my line in. I about had a fucking heart attack. I'm watching him do the numbers, and he wrote down 1550 or 1575. And I looked at him. I said, Sean, what the hell is this? He goes, well, that's what I have to charge. I said, Oro, no, you ain't. This is not a $15 cigar. It was never designed to be a $15. He goes, in the state of New York, that is a $15 cigar. I said, ain't nobody going to buy this shit. And he goes, oh, they will. And they do. But it's because your state has a ridiculous tax.
75%.
Oh,
75%.
So
In August, it looks like it's gonna pass. It's gonna go up to 95.
So at that point, a Robusto that's $9.50 is going to cost me almost $20.
Yeah, it is.
I don't think it's good. They're also trying to pass a generational tobacco ban.
Yes, they are. That's getting close too.
That's for a whole nother episode because I got a lot to say on that shit.
We touched on that on another episode, and I'm like, I could do 3.5 hours on this because it makes no sense. Makes none.
Nope.
I'm like, that's a whole nother episode if I ever really want to piss people off and give my opinion on what I think. I'm like, I could film a whole episode by myself about what I think of that band. It's insane. Well, this has been another fun episode of Turnbuckles and Stogies.
Aaron, thank you, man.
Thank you, guys. Appreciate it.
Appreciate it. And we'll see you next week with Shaffo Collection and Series 40 at the same time. Let's see how this works out.
See you guys.
Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for tuning in to Military Broadcast Radio. As we wrap up today's show, we want to remind you that the podcast of today's episode will be available right after we go off the air. So if you missed any part of the show or want to listen again, be sure to check it out. And remember, we're here to support and honor our veterans. Your stories and experiences matter, and we are committed to giving you a platform to share them. That's right. We're here to give our veterans a voice. So don't forget to catch the podcast and stay connected with us. Giving our veterans a voice.